refreshing. All right, guys. We are live. Or we are on a hot mic at least.
Yeah.
Live.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on? Guys, welcome to this one time. Today I'm joined by the fucking man right here, Gem Ray, owner, CEO, Scottsdale Nights, a man of many hats. Welcome to the show, man.
No, I appreciate it, bro. I mean, obviously, you and I have had a great relationship for over a decade.
Yeah.
It's great to see this, man, and I appreciate everything, dude. You've always been very supportive, and it's an honor to do this.
Dude, that means so much to me, especially with someone like you, man. It's you got your fingertips in your hands in just about every cookie jar up here in the valley, but not just the valley, just any what would you say? What type of services?
So basically, I think there's a lot of different services, but it's very, very marketing media, hospitality driven.
Yeah, I was going to say concierge.
Yeah,
a lot of that.
Between entertainment, hospitality, and culinary, it's like we found a kind of like a perfect system in the sense of reaching out to everybody and being able to provide services for all types of things. When it comes to lodging, dining, and more importantly, obviously for us, we're more nightlife driven, more the entertainment side driven, which everything works together.
Yes.
You have somebody that has an experience in a town for 3 to 4 days, or even just for a one-day stop. You give them their options to eat, go out. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to go out, then what other options do you have? Everything comes into play. And for me, I'm a long-term thinker, so when it comes to being able to help anybody for anything, whether it's 200 times a year or once a year, or once every 3 years.
And I've experienced that myself.
100%.
Yeah.
And you've seen it from when we were a lot more active with each other back in the day, and now that, even if it is once or twice a year, we're still being able to help out with whatever we can.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people don't usually have that plug.
No.
And for me, no matter what we do, I even get caught up in the bubble sometimes, not knowing that some people just can't reach us.
Yeah.
No matter how much media we put out there, social media we put out there, or any kind of advertising campaigns, you have to always interact. You have to have the touch time. You have to be creative in how you're reaching out to people, and more importantly, your relationships. Relationships are everything. So that's your customer retention, and that's your longevity.
Yeah, and that's what I've always noticed with you is the customer first, the customer experience. It never fails that I have a good time anytime I come to you for any of my entertainment needs. Just anything really, man. And like even right now, we're coming to you live from one of the many bars you either own or have influence in up here, the Three Wisemen. Yeah. How long has this bar been around?
So the Three Wisemen is one of our newer projects. It's in basically a year and a half now. Okay. And it's been another blessing, basically getting into year 2 in a business. Nothing's ever easy, but we're on a very good climb here, and it's just like, Old Town, it will always have its flow, but you have to be very proactive. You have to be very active in the sense of, not assuming that your doors are going to open and business is going to walk in. That's one thing we're really good at, and luckily for us, our network is amazing, and we're very fortunate that we have a lot of people around us that support us from every facet, every different demographic, and that's what gives you that, 5 to 6, 7 days of business. I'm glad we get a chance to do it here at Three Wisemen. I'm always trying to do anything that can help out to give it more recognition. Yeah. But right now we're in the middle of the summer and we're staying busy, and it's awesome to see that.
Yeah. You guys got it popping in here right now. Music's bumping. You got people eating here. You guys have great food. Well, for one, your background. Right. We have to touch on that background.
Okay. Yeah.
Culinary school. Chef of the Playboy Mansion.
Well, let me touch on that real quick. So I am a 2-time graduate from Cordon Bleu. The first time in Pasadena, and then the second time here in Scottsdale. And one was in culinary, being a culinarian, the other one was in hospitality management. But I did get a chance to chef at the Playboy Mansion. That was actually my first gig out of school. I did my stage there, then they hired me there, and then I did a few months. Then I was there, and then I got another blessing to go to London to the Fat Duck, which was at that time the #1 restaurant in the world. Yeah. Learned a lot there, gastronomy, food science. And then, I came back to LA, got to do some amazing things in Hollywood and Highland with, a lot of different teams there. But I got to cook for the Oscars, the Emmys, did Tom Cruise's wedding, Sports Illustrated parties, and then obviously all the parties at the Playboy Mansion are legendary. But being a kid from Ohio, that's just that's surreal,
How are you, 13-year-old Gem Ray, combing through the pages of Playboy? were you ever thinking, I'm going to serve up, some linguine over here?
You know, and it's crazy to think that. But yeah. No, definitely, I have the background in that. I grew up in this, and for me, it's like, between the love for culinary, the love for marketing, and the love for the business that I do, I think that's the reason why I have the passion that I have and the drive that I do have.
Yeah. That's the one drive, man. You're like one of those dudes that never slows down. You're up with everybody, man. It could be 9 a.m. or it could be 4 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
And it's still, boom, there's Gem, not missing a step, man.
Again, I do take a lot of pride in my work ethic, and I've been very good about, just maintaining things and just, upholding what I need to uphold on my side of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all get busy, we get caught up and things like that. You don't want to let life pass you by, but like right now, we have our motivation, and our motivation is our business.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to that, there is always going to be some kind of a clock in your head.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm excited. I'm still excited. That's kind of how I gauge where I stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know how to make money, money's going to come.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that if you're not happy doing it, there's no end goal then.
Well, not only that, but then the people that you're trying to serve see that. They see through that. They're like, yo, this guy's not, making me feel welcome, or that it's when you're excited about something, there's that extra little, cherry on top, because people can go anywhere and spend their money, their time, to have some fun. So for you to bring that extra little, not pizzazz, because it's not just something that's just thrown on top, it's who you are. Like, people recognize that.
Well, you're 100% right, because energy is everything.
Yeah.
People feed off that, your clients, customers, your staff.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to have that positive vibe, but you also have to, when you're running a ship, you're running a ship.
Yeah.
You got to maintain the integrity, and you got to maintain the structure too. In our business, it's a little bit odd. This is not like your typical business.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a good time. You're dealing with people drinking. You're dealing with people under the influence, whatever the case may be. But you got to uphold those kind of things. But yeah, I'm always been a believer of the energy.
Yep.
I think your energy portrays your work, and then your work will portray your energy.
Yeah.
Full
circle.
Exactly, a full circle, and that's where I think I don't like to cheat anything when it comes to that. That's why I think I drive myself the way I do.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, if I wasn't still excited about the next day, then I'm not doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And after all these years, I've been in the game for 26, 27 years, and it's like, I'm still excited.
Yeah, and you're always looking for the new angle too.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what keeps it a little bit exciting too. Trying to switch it up, trying to do something not necessarily new, but something with a twist, something to be like, whoa, why didn't I think of that? And everybody's loving it.
Well, and that's right, because you have to adapt.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst things you can do is be complacent in your ways.
Mm-hmm.
And me watching this business evolve, as in the entertainment business, the nightlife business, hospitality business in America and in the general world itself, is phenomenal. Because it's a very, very growing business, but it's also something, like I tell this to a lot of the youngsters around me now, and I can say that now I'm at that age, but it's like, I was like, this isn't a business that my parents or grandparents taught me.
No.
They don't even know what I do. So it's like their understanding of this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking to your grandparents.
Of course, yeah.
There was no hospitality to this level.
No.
So, and then, if you talk to even certain people at a certain age about bottle service, they give you that look like, what is bottle service?
What are you talking about?
Why would I buy a full bottle of steel?
Exactly.
Oh, you're actually going to buy 4, sir.
Wait a minute.
By the way, this is what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
When did you? So when did Scottsdale Nights kind of, break ground?
I think so I got here in 2008 to finish my BA in hospitality management, which I did in 2009. And then while I was in the latter part of my schooling, I created a couple companies. I created Scottsdale 7, Scottsdale Nights, Wet Cuisine, and I was just kind of looking for what I was going to feel out. And honestly, the company was never supposed to be called Scottsdale Nights. A lot of people don't know that. But it was going to be called Scottsdale 7, and I was going to use Scottsdale Nights as the dummy company to kind of make my mistakes and learn the city. But the name itself took on, and it it was universal. It was very approachable. It wasn't about an individual. It wasn't about a single person or anything like that. It's more about an experience and whoever's behind that experience.
Yes.
You know, but like in 2009, 2010 was the beginning stages of all of that. And, you know, I told myself, give myself 3 years. You know, I know I have a very massive database. I know I have a very strong network in many markets. But, like, you know, I know everything takes time, especially when you're new in the city. And anytime, like when I moved to LA and I moved to here, I know it takes about 3 years to learn a town. So I was like, you know, I'm giving myself 3 years. And then it honestly took about 4.5, you know, almost 5 years. So once it hit about that 2012, 2013 stage, the name was out there for sure. I think us being aligned to a lot of the biggest events and the hottest clubs.
Huge.
And
well, all the pool parties, I mean, you guys were bringing in big names.
True.
Yeah.
You know, all of that works together, and you know that, but it's just like, it's also this, because when you get to a certain point in year 3, year 5 of the business, those are landmarks. And the point behind that is that means you have repeat business. Yeah. You don't get to those points without a certain level of success in how you're doing your business and your reputation of your business. So like for me, it was like, okay, you know what, dude? I was like, I'm here at this point right now. I know I've got good customer retention. Let me turn it up a couple notches. So it's like a reinvestment into the business. Yeah. You know? And then back then when we used to even hang out, you know, we went from like clubs like Cream and Jackrabbit and Mondrian to Smashbox, Dollhouse, American Junkie, and then everything that we have now. You know, we're fortunately, we're almost in every single venue, and we're in every single really good venue.
Yeah,
you know?
You do all the main marketing for every bar out here, right?
You know, and we do a lot. We do host the nights. We do social media marketing, all types of things. All relationships are different with all types of the different venues that we have. Yeah. But like I count my blessings with that. Everything works together. I know how to make everything work together. I know how to do. We do 100 events a month. That's over 3 a day.
And you guys are about to take 1,000 people back to Top Golf for the second month in a row tomorrow.
Tomorrow in the middle of the summer. And you know, that's where I take a lot of pride in that too. Yeah. You know, it's great to see things like that, but that shows your power. You know, when it comes to like you know, not only are they good at what they're doing, but they actually have a very good following when it comes to a loyal customer database, and more importantly, quality people. Yeah. We have the best quality people. You know, we do have all the athletes and entertainers and all the people that are upper management of Fortune 1000 companies. Yeah. That's a lot of our database. And then we have also, you know, a very good presence of the ASU demographic / college, and then definitely the industry itself that we work in. You know, we have amazing relationships with all the venues, you know, and all the people that work in the venues that are the decision makers in the venues. Why I'm able to do all these other events outside of what you see. You know, whether it is a pool party, or a couple of years ago we did a takeover in Las Vegas, you know, taking 200 ladies and 60 guys with us. That says a lot, you know?
That's a lot.
Yeah, you know? But yeah, that's one thing that it definitely, with Scottsdale Nights, when it hit that kind of that cusp, but you know what, for me, I'm not complacent in that way. I knew there was a lot more to go, and straight up, just for me, like from friend to friend, like it's like, I think we're only at 10% of where we can be.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I think there's a huge way to take it to a whole different level and a larger platform. I think it's all about dedication on my end and actually making the commitment to it. Yeah. It gets sometimes tough because, you know, we are making a lot of investments. We're invested in a few projects, and we're going to continue to do that as we get older. Yeah, but it's also one of those things that, you know, you have that next generation of people coming up that you can delegate to, or they become really good team players for you. Yeah. And luckily for me, with the Scottsdale Nights team, that team is a very good team and a very strong team.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've heard you, you know, speaking, you know, getting real with a lot of your promoters and the help, and you know, you're like, yo, you can go work for so and so, but they're not going to treat you the way I treat you, the way we have it set up. It's incentive to keep you here long term, not, you know, to turn and burn.
No, and that's one of the hasty parts of this business. Yeah. But you know, it's one of those things that the proof's in the pudding. Yep. You know, there's certain people like you and I have a very close mutual friend in Joel Taggart. You know, you know, and Portillo himself too. There's a lot of other people that are around us that have been around for a long time. Yep. And even if they go off and do something great, which a lot of them do, they go off to the next move, their next career, they graduate college, or they're just done with the industry in general. It's all good. You know, they're going off and doing good things. Yeah. I think good things follow good people. Yeah. And I think even if you are, whether you're cutting off a relationship as a business relationship, or you're going into something else because you want to kind of veer off into something else, there's always a way to leave it with a positive play. Yeah. And if you look at it right now, there's people that 8-9 years ago that was there from day one that are still a huge asset to the business. They still send us business. They still come around. They might now have multiple children. They might be married now. Things change. Life happens.
Yep.
But we're still their go-to.
Yeah.
And that says everything for me.
I mean, that's you're describing me here,
yeah.
Married,
and that's great.
kids.
I am describing you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but I'm thinking about so many people as I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm having a lot of flashbacks, and I'm like, dang, dude. I was like, I'm actually a lot more luckier than I thought I was, because I still have all these people / assets 10 years later.
Yeah.
And now going back into the whole thing with the Scottsdale Nights thing, and it's like, a vision turned into reality. And right now, like I said, because I think it's at 10% of where it can be, we're always going to continue to work hard. We're going to strive for what we can do. And I expect a lot. I am a demanding person, and I want people around me to do well.
Yes.
Your people around you do well, you do better, and
well,
everything
and
else
you've
grows.
been around that you could maybe notice the excellence in somebody that they've yet to either acknowledge themselves or are, oblivious to their potential.
Oh, and that's a lot of us, Even when we were in our 20s. If somebody told me something 5 years ahead, I'm like, what? No, but I see that, and I think I use some of my examples, some of my mistakes I made when I was a kid. You know what? I was like, I wish I had somebody to tell me that.
Yeah.
I would have known better. I would have seen things a little better. We always say hindsight's 20/20. That's 100% true. But a lot of us get caught up in a lot of things, especially in this business. This business has a lot of vanity. So it's like, when it comes to that kind of thing, people do get caught up. But I'm also like that. I'm not a reasonable person now. I'm now 14 years sober. And, I used to go hard as a kid.
Which is fucking crazy, man. You run a nightlife freaking company. You're in a bar 7 days a week. Is it safe to say 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week, and you've been sober for 14 years.
Yeah,
man.
dude. It's great. Thank you.
Okay.
But it's just like it's astounding to me.
Yeah.
I don't get overwhelmed by too much, but when I sit back sometimes and I lay back my head on my pillow to kind of recollect my thoughts of a day, I'm like, I can't believe I'm sober.
Yeah.
If you knew me as a kid, and the people that do, I still have a lot of my friends from the past, but they're like, dude, it's awesome to just see that happen, and the fact that you're still in the environment.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's
because
the
when
craziest.
you told me that last time we talked, my mind just went, really? And then just went, like all these pages were flipping through my mind of all the times we hung out at, a bar with bottle service. And I'm like, no, I've never seen that bottle touch your mouth, man. So that's awesome, man.
Some people, have the trained eye, and I've had people come up, and a lot of strangers, a lot of acquaintances to the tables and things like that, and they're like, I just noticed something. That's your third Fiji you're drinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you just taking a night off? I'm like, no. I was like, I actually drink.
It's a long night. It's a very long night.
That's actually one thing I'm good about is drinking water.
Yeah.
But no, it's like because I experienced it. I started young, and I grew up young, and I definitely used a lot of things when I was young. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
I learned from it. I try to be a good example for people around me when it comes to that. But it's just like this. Look, I'm not judgmental, and I won't be ever judgmental. But everybody makes their own mistakes.
Yeah.
And the only way you fix it, I say, if it's dirty, clean it. If it's broken, fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake. I learned from it, but I also knew where my skill sets were, and that's why I was like, you know what, dude? I was like, the business didn't make me do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my own personal choice. And I think that's why it works, because I don't blame anybody. I don't blame my friends. I don't blame the people I was hanging out with. I don't blame some bad situation in my life, or just the fact that I'm in an environment that's full of drugs and alcohol.
Well, you couldn't, because if you had that outlook, you wouldn't be where you are.
Not at all, man. I don't think I would have made it another 30 days sober.
Shit.
Because I think that's like a negative thought. And I don't believe in any of that anyway. So I was like, you know what? I'm here. I need to just man up and do my stuff, and it worked out. It's great. After all that happened, I was just like, I knew this business is still something that I love. That's why I also created Scottsdale Nights the way I did, because it's more about experience.
Yeah.
I'm not, yes, obviously we have all the awesome bottle service packages, the presentations and all that good stuff, but it's about the experience of going out. You don't have to drink to go out.
It's true.
You could be at a movie premiere party and then bring back 60 to 80, 150 people to another bar and make it into a profitable business.
Yeah.
That's where I see the life of it. So that's where I think it worked out in that sense. But it goes back to clarity and reality, and also knowing how to empathize with people. You know, but now, you know, in 2019, you know, we're about to do honestly, our 10-year anniversary is going to be this year.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so you know, I unfortunately last year we didn't do the big anniversary party I wanted to do for the 9-year, but the year before we did the 8-year anniversary on the night before Thanksgiving at Maya nightclub, and it was just awesome to see.
Very cool.
You know, thousands of people coming through the door. I know it's the night before Thanksgiving and everybody's busy, but we brought a lot to the table, and there was just a lot of support. And that says everything. But now we're going to hit the 10-year mark, and you know, I want to definitely do something special for the city. I think the city needs to, like, you know, completely see everything and just kind of revamp that.
Very cool, man. That's awesome, man. So you guys got Scottsdale Nights Radio as well.
Yeah.
What other ventures do you have that maybe people could, you know, get familiar with?
Well, you know what? I think the Scottsdale Nights Radio, that's good to touch up on that too. The guys that run that, you know, DJ Vinny and Area 4, Joe Maldonado, they do a really good job with that. It's, you know, you download the app online, and we have a lot of different DJs that are basically, you know, showcased on a platform, and it's really good to see that. But it's like those guys have done a really good job when it comes to everything that they've been doing with that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a growth in progress, and I also think that you know, there's a lot of room to grow with it.
Yeah, they're very passionate. It's one thing I know about especially Area 4, but both of them very passionate about the music and just getting, you know, DJ ship, I don't know what we could say, turntablism, you know, across to the masses.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, because you guys have the school, right? Arizona DJ School or Area 4.
Yeah,
Joe Maldonado does that.
He does, and he teaches the DJ school, and he has a lot of students that come through the office, and he does a great job with that too.
Awesome, man. Well, anything else you want to maybe lay on the people as far as, you know, how maybe they can reach you, your website? I think you guys have a partnership with Ciroc.
Well, you know what? We support a lot of the brands,
Yeah.
You know, and like obviously the guys at Ciroc have been always really good to us. So we obviously try to, you know, help push their product a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of good people in that liquor business that, you know, we basically have been helping out with. But yeah, like the Don Julio family, the Ciroc family, those guys have always done a good job. You know, the PJ family, those guys have all been very, very beneficial and helpful to us. And we also do a lot of promo marketing with that. You know, the Fireball guys too. So there's a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, our website, it's scottsdalenights.com.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a very highly trafficked website. But yeah, we're definitely doing some touch-ups to it right now too. You know, every year and a half or so, we basically kind of revamp it a little bit.
Nice.
So right now it's going through that process, and then it's going to go, we take subscribers on there. And obviously my direct contact information's on there. Obviously I'm very social media friendly. You can always look up Gem Ray or Scottsdale Nights on any platform, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook.
Your Snapchats are amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know.
I'll be like tossing and turning in the middle of the night. I was like, I need one of Jem's Snapchats to set me right. And then I just drift off to La La Land with a very good dream.
I love that. No, and I do. That Snapchat is it's special. I get a lot of compliments on that. You know, a lot of the people that are in the scene usually grab my phone and start jumping on there, and they do a great job of promoting whatever we're doing.
Yeah, every once in a while I forget whose Snapchat I clicked on because there's usually like 3 different people holding it.
Yeah, yeah.
All very good looking people, by the way.
Yeah, very nice.
Awesome, man. Anything else you want to get across to the folks?
No, you know what? Honestly, like, you know, I'd love to. I appreciate you. You know, thank you for doing this.
Dude, no, thank you.
I needed this. It's good to kind of reflect and kind of talk about things like this.
Yeah.
But like, you know, anything I can always do to support you, just let me know what can be done. I think there's obviously a lot of things that you and I are always going to do. And like, again, I appreciate the time with this, and I'm very looking forward to, you know, just kind of recapping on this myself. And, you know, I'm definitely going to put this out there and let people listen to it too. You know?
Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And guys, that has been Gem Ray with Scottsdale Nights, straight from the 3 Wisemen in Scottsdale, Arizona. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.